Hey guys, welcome to Learn Chinese with me. My name is Fairy. 你好. I'm a Chinese teacher online for over 2 years. During those time, I summarized some basic needs when you learn Chinese by yourself, and I have some funny stories to tell you. Let's start. Okay, there are 5 things we have to pay attention before we learn Chinese by ourselves. First of all, it's about Mandarin, 普通话. About Mandarin, we all know China is a really huge country with 1.4 billion people. There are several accents, or we may say dialects. Basically, there are 7 different dialects. Some experts say there are 10. Anyway, Mandarin is the only formal and common language here, which means Chinese people could understand your Mandarin. So if you are interested in accents, you could select your place to travel or to live here. Then the local accent will influence your Mandarin in a short time. So don't worry, you don't have to learn it on purpose. There's an interesting story. One of my students, he's from Canada. He learned the Taiwan accents by himself at home, and he came to the northeast of China to be an English teacher 3 years ago. Unfortunately, people there could not understand his Chinese, and he could not understand the northeast accents either. He tried so hard to live there until he started learn Mandarin. So make sure you are learning Mandarin, okay? Number 2, simplified Chinese character or traditional Chinese character. Which one should we choose if we learn Chinese by ourselves? The answer is simplified Chinese character. The first one, 我喜欢繁体字. I do love the traditional character. And here on the right, 我喜欢繁体字. Those are traditional characters. That's the same meaning of the first line. So let's see the second line. 我学习简体字. I am learning the simplified Chinese character. And the second sentence. 我学习简体字. Okay, those are the traditional characters. Is that clear? Do you understand? One of the students, he asked me, what's the difference between the two sentences? I said, no difference. So when the students learn both of this, it's really waste of your time, you know. Okay, number 3 is about 拼音. 拼音. Okay, let's see this picture. So this is a character 好, and on the top, this HAO, and there's like a bird fly here. This is 拼音. Okay, H sounds like H is the initial, and this AO sounds like ow, ow. Yes, add the tones here. The ow is the final. The tone is the third tone, like ow. So we put together, it sounds like how. And the character is 好 means good, well, great. Okay, so 拼音 is the pronunciation of the character. You could not use 拼音 without tones to test Chinese, as if you can speak Chinese. I came across a student, he really loved to type a long pinyin, which makes me crazy all the time. It could not make sense, you know. We could not understand the long pinyin without tones. And it's really hard because we use character. And some of the students learn Chinese by themselves. You could say, it's so hard for the characters because there are so many characters here. I could not remember all of them. Actually, there are 100,000 characters in Chinese, but we use about 7,000 characters in our daily life. So when you read the HSK book 6, when you learned that you could read the maybe 6 or 7,000, so it's enough for you. And there are some special ways to remember all the characters we use, like this. 好, we see this character. The first one we see, this character could be separated into two parts. The left part is a 女, which means girl or women or female. The right part is a 子, 子 means son or maybe boy or male. Okay, we put together it made a 好, good. Because in Asian China, the Asian Chinese people think if your family have a daughter and a son is great, perfect. That's why this character came out. So we use this to remember what the character looks like and we remember it. That's a good way. And we add pinyin because we have to make sure the pronunciation. Okay, and there are several characters. They have different pinyin. And one pinyin maybe have different characters. So the most effective way is to remember the character carefully. And we use it in the sentence. That's why, and that's how we learn Chinese. Okay? Number 4, oral Chinese. 日常用语. Some students told me that it's different when they learn Chinese on book and when they talk to the native speakers. That's true. Like we study English on books and we talk to people in daily life. It's really different. In fact, I have a good way to practice. That's the way you have to talk to the native speaker. And there are two apps I usually use. I think they are very good to practice your oral Chinese. The first one is Tandem. The second one is HelloTalk. And there are several Chinese native speakers there. And I think they are so warm and kind-hearted to help you. And if you are interested in, you could have a look there. But please be careful, there are still some scammers there. I have met a lot. If you are interested in that, leave me a comment below. I will make a video about the scammers on these two apps. It's so funny. Number 5, the last one, about books, how to choose your books. It's not so hard for you to choose, actually. I have taught so many books, all of this, and there are still huge numbers of books. And I suggest you to learn the HSK courses. It really has so many things. I think it could include all of the things you need as a Chinese learner. And there are the exams to test which level are you in after you finish the book. So I think this is really good. And this book, the Green Book, 360 Standard Sentence in Chinese Conversations. This one, I suggest this one too if you are a beginner, because there are several sentences you can speak in our daily life. So I like this book so much. If you want to learn business Chinese, I suggest you this book, New Silk Road Business Chinese. And this one, this integrated Chinese, is also good because it has two characters, simplified characters and traditional characters. And all of these are good. And besides books, we still could learn some website, like here, let me show you. Here, Mandarin Bean. This is really useful. Like if you open this, you could have two kinds of characters, simplified and traditional, right? And you could have pinyin on and pinyin off. And if you are not sure about the pronunciation, you could listen. You could click and listen here. The name is Mandarin Bean. Or you could also listen to some music or watch some movies. If you want to watch that kind of videos, just tell me. I will make that too. That's all for today. If you have any questions about Chinese learning, or what kind of video you want to watch about Chinese, like maybe you want to learn pinyin, you want to learn handwriting, or maybe Asian Chinese stories, and just leave me a comment below. I will try to make more videos about Chinese in the future. And actually, I want to make some oral Chinese in my real daily life in the future. If you want to watch, just tell me. And if you like me, if you like my style of teaching, you want to have classes with me, here, the blue parts are all my free time in a week. Basically, I am free from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then have a few hours during maybe 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And just you could leave your WeChat or Skype or email address below. I will add you there as soon as possible. Thank you for your watching. See you next time. Bye. 再见。